to tilting of the bass inside.
Interview with DJ Vibes, January 2004. How did you get into the scene?
The scene? God, that's a seriously old style question. With me and my friend Big Baz, around about I'd say 92, 91, 92, we used to know some old bloke called Jim from Basildon in Essex, and he used to make radio transmitters. For some stupid reason, we decided, well, we'd like to have a bit of a radio. It's just, I don't know where it came from, but at the time, it was going to do it for 300 quid, he could get us on air, a couple of miles, all we needed was buy some decks, bought some decks from Tandy. We didn't have a clue about mixing anything, just belt drives, no pitch control, and we bought the transmitter off him and just threw ourselves straight into it. We didn't know about mixing. We used to buy records at the pound, no play, no return box in Grays, and just played them over there. And eventually, all of us, because it was so sort of original and around sort of where we lived at the time, around Tilbury, Grays in Essex, it started building up. And the phone, we managed to get ourselves a real crappy old transportable brick mobile phone. The phone was ringing all the time, and that led to a couple of bookings at the local youth clubs and just local little clubs and that. We used to ring them up and say we was on there, and it, you know, were just silly little things it built from. And then obviously we sort of worked out that you could make two records go together eventually, but with a lot of effort with these. And then we managed to get some decks with pitch control. There was only this old Sound Lab, I think they were, no, I can't even remember, but that was basically the start, and that's when the rave scene sort of got a bit. And then I was playing soul on it to start with. I was playing soul music and just all sort of jazz funk and that, and then obviously the rave music came in slowly, and that was me. Indeed.
What's the best venue or night you've ever played at?
That's really impossible because I've played, it depends what mood the ravers are in that day. It depends what, you know, just if you go to a club one night, you're not in a great mood, something happens to you, or something's just not quite right, it can be a great night for everyone else, but maybe not for yourself. You know, I've been to raves with 10, 15,000 people, and it's been maybe a bit hard work and a bit aggravation with people in there. You know, there's been trouble or there's been stress with certain things, been my day and the night, everything. I've been to clubs with 200 people that have been jammed out, going crazy, so there's no way I can gauge the best night particularly. Boy, I hope to talk about the rave scene because I've had some good nights over Christmas.
Any regrets from your years in the scene?
Well, I'm sure I couldn't. Everyone's got regrets about even their last night in the scene, but I don't think I could really. I've had 10, 12 years of travelling around lovely places, getting paid sort of half respectable amount of money, getting a few free beers along the way, meeting amazing people. I think the main thing is the places I've been to, but regrets. Probably a couple of last tunes or a couple of in-betweeners that I didn't really, you know, get away with, but no real regrets. Obviously everyone would do something different if they had the chance to rewind it, but maybe obviously every DJ can become complacent if they think that they're doing well at the time, and it's very easy. You know, if you've halfway made it to be playing a lot of clubs and just not to even have to try anymore. Because when you start, you're desperate, you're hungry, you're sending tapes all the time. I suppose when you do get there a bit, you do let it go a bit as such. You do think, oh, this is okay, it'll carry on forever. But nothing carries on forever. So maybe, no regrets. Maybe people say, why haven't you changed your music from hardcore across to something different? But that is me, I'm hardcore, I always have been. Maybe in a couple of years or a year from now, I'm 32 now, I started when I was sort of 20, so I reckon probably in about a couple of years it might be time for me to mellow it out a bit and move across the board somewhere. So no regrets at all, not as yet.
So what do you think you'd be doing if you weren't in the scene?
That's even, well, that is 12 years of I'd have worn out a few shovels and brooms by now, probably. Definitely. I might even be holding on to bars looking out as my mum walked away and said, why did you do it, Shane? But other than that, I really don't know. I'd have done something else crazy, but I don't know if I'd have been lucky to be sitting here now as I am.
What do you make of the hardcore scene today?
It's a completely different scene, isn't it, compared to the hardcore scene. Then it's just like the jungle scene now is completely different to the jungle scene then. It seems to be a lot more technologically advanced. Everything has to be so perfect, whereas then it was rough and ready and everyone was just up for it straight off. Now it seems more of a posy scene now as such, whereas hardcore the hardcore scene is the hardcore scene, so it's everything's moved on. If you don't move on, you die, I think, and it's moved on, progressed really well, I think, definitely.
What CD is in your car at the moment?
Well, actually, believe it or not, there isn't a CD in my car right now, because this is a real crazy thing to say. I'm a radio man, as you can see. In my car, don't listen to CDs. I listen to talk radio or Radio 5. At home, the CDs I've got, I could fill you in on, but I'm a radio man in the car. I don't listen to music in the car hardly ever, because driving around all the time, you can hear the same tunes over and over again, it gets boring. I like to listen to football and current affairs. But the CDs I've got in there right now, I couldn't really explain to you. I couldn't really explain in a short time. There's a couple of weird ones. I actually got a bit of country and western, actually, believe it or not. You know, I'd like to release myself sometimes, definitely. I've got some really old stuff, some old drum and bass stuff, and some old rare groove. I've got a mellow master cuts actually in my stereo right now indoors. But other than that, I'm not really a music man full time. Can't have it all the time, can you?
What can we expect to see from Vibes in the next year?
Well, I'm going to push myself a bit harder this time, to be honest. As I said, things fall into your lap so easily. Sometimes you just sit there and wait. If you don't sometimes go out and look for them, then they don't always come. There's a lot less music, a lot less clubs to be played at now, and obviously I want to play as many clubs as I possibly can in as many crazy, strange areas around the country, around the world, in front of as many crazy, strange people as I can. So I'm going to push myself to different places. I'm going to sort of get on people's case more than them just falling in my lap. I'm going to try and get some different old school stuff. I want to try and play some different old school sets as well.
Have you played abroad recently, and if so, what are the scenes like elsewhere?
Well, I done yes, abroad, yes. Done Germany a couple of weeks ago, as all your firm will know, and Jason especially. It's just the same as usual. They love the old breakbeat stuff, the old style. I'd say around the 95-6 kind of impacty stuff, the Asylum stuff, you know, that sort of more breakbeat with some nice. They like the more kind of sampley vocals. I've done a crazy place in Spain a few weeks previous to that, which was more kind of trancey techno style, but it's difficult to say. I've done Australia in the summer just gone as well, plus Ibiza, but it's what you want to play. If you want to give them you have to go in and test the waters, but mainly they're a small bit behind. They don't like the really hard stuff at the board, as far as I know, the 170 BPMs. They prefer to play it cool, take it easy, don't risk, like everything in life, just go with what you know, as such, you know. Yeah, going abroad's great, but you can't beat the old central London labyrinth, sweaty 6 o'clock, falling out the front door, getting run over by a taxi. You can't beat that.
What did you do New Year, or shouldn't we ask?
New Year. Well, the New Year's Eve itself, or over the whole time? Well, the whole time was a bit crazy actually. I've done some mad northern venues, some New Year's Eve, the best, well, Moondance, I've got to say Moondance was really good, great. Done 11 till 12, well, I made sure I done 11 till 5 past 12 actually. That was the best thing. I don't think you've got enough film, and I don't think the 18 plus is on your video website yet for me to reveal the full New Year's Eve. But when we have our Triple X interview in a couple of weeks, then I shall reveal all.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, it's been an absolute